Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually going to find out if our car has the common RTV issue that many of the GR86s and 2022 BRZs have had. But first, just a quick recap. We're still rocking this TOMEI system. This is the dual. We were having some spring vibration issues. We've talked to TOMEI about that a little bit. They sell at any auto parts store, and TOMEI is actually going to start including this in some of the new kits, a sleeve that's going to actually go over here to protect it from vibrating. It wasn't actually this one, it was one of these on the side. We would get a little vibration when we did a cold start and stuff like that. You can kind of see it right there. So the solution to that is a little silicone tubing, a high temp, and you can put that on the outside of the sleeve, and that will stop all the vibration. But first, we're just going to get it. I mean, you can see this system's still nice and clean. We've done quite a few miles on it. As far as miles go, this car unfortunately only has about 2,000 miles. We did pick this up early last year, but it does sit a lot, and we do demonstrations and we do a lot of work on it. So we're gonna get this pan off. We're gonna remove the header itself. We've already done all the work up top, and let's get to it and see if we have RTV. So guys, now that Caleb got the header out the way, we removed the bolts from the overpipe here, all the three from this, we pulled our gaskets off. Now we gotta get to this pan. So first we're gonna drain the fluids, and then we're gonna pull this pan and do a full inspection and check everything out. Sometimes you can actually feel the metal in here, especially on a new motor, like especially when you're breaking it in. You can actually you get in here and you can actually feel and look for metal chunks. One thing we can actually show you guys too is when you crack open the oil filter for the first time, you can actually inspect the filter itself. So we can do that as well. But this smells really good. Doesn't smell like any issues. All right guys, so all we have to do on this is we actually just need to pull these 10 millimeters out, and I'll put the torque spec below when you want to put these back in. But I would actually recommend using hand tools on this over any ratcheting guns or anything like that. And you can see it's not tight. Nothing's like overly tight or anything right here. So guys, this is the last one, and again, I just did all these by hand. So now we have to actually cut the actual pan off. And let me show you this bolt here. You can actually see some RTV on here, some RTV right in this area here. Let's grab another one, just for an example. You can see it here. And this is, I expect to see it, but it's probably a little bit more towards the excessive side. So now we have to cut the pan off. We have this tool here. These are available on Amazon. All you do is you get this in here. Once you hammer it in, then you kind of like just take it and walk it around the pan itself. So that's how you do it without actually damaging the pan, so you can actually reuse it, or you can purchase a new one from us. So guys, we finally got the pan pulled away, as you guys just saw. So this has a good excessive amount of RTV in there. It wasn't coming off with the tool that we had to slide in and cut it. There's just so much extra RTV. I'm not sure if this was actually dangling like Caleb just pointed out, or if this was actually attached, and when we broke it, it came down. Definitely some pieces in there. So I don't know if you can see up through this actual hole. Can you see like in there? We got to get all this actually off. It's going to take a little bit of time, but you got to clean all this very particularly. This is the overspread of the actual material itself, the RTV. And you want a little bit to spill over here, but you don't want it to spill over so much excessively like we saw when we pulled our pan off. You are going to need to clean this. We actually have a bunch of material on here. So you're going to need to wipe that down. There's a couple different sprays and chemicals we will use to actually do it. You actually don't want that going up in there. We removed the little foam trim back here. It's kind of it's for vibration or something like that, to get in here to get that wheel. So we still have to clean all this. But once we're done, we're just going to put the pan on up and get this thing wrapped up, and we're good to go. Oh, and let me show you how to clean this real quick. So this is what I do, guys. I'm up here with the pick tool. So look at this right here. So this was up inside the pickup. I have a video on my phone that I'll insert over top of this and show you guys like what else is going on. All right guys, so earlier I talked about reusing pans. This one actually on our car was really difficult. There was just so much RTV that was pulling the pan. We actually had to pry it off. We bent it. We could actually bend it back, but a lot of guys, it's just that much easier to get a brand new pan. So one thing you want to do is if you are reusing your pan, you want to make sure that when you get these, sometimes they're actually stuck right here. That's where they go, one there and one there. And you want to make sure that you pull them out and they're not just lost. You need to recycle this part. You don't need a new one or anything like that. You just need to make sure those are there, and you need to make sure this is as flat as possible. And then we're going to put the gook on off camera, and we're going to seal this up based on time. So guys, this is what we're actually going to use. This is made for the oil pan. We get this directly from Toyota. It has a key on here that'll actually spin through. There's this little additional piece. We're just going to cut off just this little extra nub right here, and you go down a little bit on an angle, and you actually just take this and it's already opened. This one must have been opened. I think someone was messing with it, and you put this on and then you seal it up. So guys, we're going just around some of this outside stuff, and then we're coming in, midpoint, but we're not like making it like super thick, but that's all you need to do. When you're tightening this, you want to do a kind of a crisscross pattern. You don't want to do it in a row like this. You just kind of want to stagger back and forth. So now we're going to go back here, and then we'll come back up over here, and so on and so on. All right guys, hopefully this brought some insight to you. I know this is an older topic. This car only does have the 2,000 miles on it, and this car is not tracked. You've seen some of our videos. We do get a little silly with our car sometimes, but it doesn't take the constant abuse that an actual track car does with the high RPM all the time and the continuous vibrations and stuff. So if you guys have any questions, you can always call us or send us an email. We'll help you out. We do offer this part on the website as well as the sealer as a kit for this car. And again, this is a low mileage car. We just kind of wanted to go through it. We didn't need it right away when all the stuff was happening like last year. We knew our car was pretty good, so we just finally got around to actually pulling the pan down. And thanks a lot, and stay tuned and subscribe for the next video. Thanks guys.